Thank you for learning how you're going to be successful. We're going to teach you how to go from Google Invisible to Google Invincible in just 2 months. So if you were to Google yourself right now, unfortunately, when I do this exercise for a lot of people, they're invisible, meaning they don't exist. Sometimes they're visible, but we're going to teach you how to be Google Invincible, where you'll be so confident that you can share your story with anyone, anywhere around the world. My name is Christopher Kai. That's me on stage in front of 12,000 people across 4 days at one of the biggest conferences in fintech a few years ago. Richard Branson, billionaire Richard Branson was there, as well as Steve Wozniak from Apple, as well as Julie Sweet and some of the top leaders in the fintech industry. But let's dive in and share with you how you can be a speaker success. So our GPS program has been called a Harvard-like MBA program where you get to learn how to be a global authority and paid speaker. Now, unlike Harvard Business School, you're not going to have to invest $112,000 unless you want to. And there's no guarantees in Harvard Business School. You can just go there, but it's super competitive. Or even if you went there, it's a piece of paper. Now, ask yourself, why are you watching this video? I suspect that you, like me, have a story. I suspect that you have this deep desire, this yearning, this real deep passion to share your story. Now that's me, that arrow pointing to me when I was in 9th grade. That's a culmination of 10 or 9 long years of getting teased, getting bullied, getting punished. I was the most talkative kid in class in 1st grade, so I was always punished. Now I was told not to talk. Then I felt I was stupid because I had a reading disability, but that photo really captures the pain of me growing up because I was the shortest kid for all 8 years in elementary school. And this is a picture of me in 9th grade as a freshman in an all-boys school, as you can tell. And I was short. And I don't even like looking at this picture because it brings up a lot of pain, a lot of bullying memories. I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about, but ultimately, if you're watching this video, you have a story, a powerful story that if you were to share that story on stage, you can inspire people around the world just as you've been inspired. So I show you this so that you know where I'm coming from. Now, what do you most care about in your life? For me, I care about my most dearest mother. She unfortunately is not here with me now, at least physically, but I'm just so grateful that she was in my life. And she named me after St. Christopher. St. Christopher is the patron saint of transportation, and he would carry people along a raging river to the other side. And one day he was carrying a baby on his shoulders, and he felt the weight of the world. Literally every step he took across this raging river, he felt the weight of the world. He almost drowned. Goes to the other side, puts the baby down, and realizes that baby is baby Jesus reincarnated. And so Christopher means Christ bearer. He's bearing the burden of Christ. So what I care about in my business, in my life, is to honor my mother's legacy, to honor my mother's life, and to honor my mother's lesson that she taught me to carry people, to help people, to serve people. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing here, because as a keynote speaker, I don't need to be a coach. I can travel the world. I can travel for free, first class. I can inspire people, get paid a lot of money. But what's the point of all that if I can't help and serve other people? So that's why I created this coaching program to teach you how to share your story around the world. Now, if you ask yourself a simple question, why do you feel you're not as successful yet? I am quite certain I know the answer, which is you probably have not had a mentor, a coach, a trainer that is above what you want to do, above what they call pay grade, where you really need to find people that you are aspiring to be so you can be that person. I meet a lot of people that have coaches sometimes, but they're not meeting people that are just way out there in terms of success. In my case, when I was 12 years old, this is my Uncle Ding, where though I was teased, bullied, and punished, he took me under his tutelage. I didn't even know what mentorship meant. I didn't even know what entrepreneurship meant. But he was an immigrant from Hong Kong who came to the US, started an insurance company in New York City, where I'm from, born and raised. And he hired me and taught me how to be an entrepreneur. And I was 12 years old. So the reason why I'm guessing you're not as successful you might want to be is because you have not found that mentor, that coach, that trainer that can really catapult you to the next level. And when you ask yourself, what is holding you back right now? Is it your mind? Probably, because we have this thing called the amygdala, which is the fight or flight. Every single person I talk to, it really is our mind. It's not a money thing. We've had many clients that we've had different installment plans and whatnot. So it can't be a money thing. It's really a mind thing. And it's about knowing that you always only grow at the edge of your fears. Now, if I were to ask you, how would you feel if you're in the same spot a year from now? What about 5 years from now? What about 10 years from now? I say this because I've had many people I meet. I started this program years ago. It's like, oh, Christopher, I'm really interested. And they do nothing. Or unfortunately, one of my clients' husbands, he died. He literally died. And unfortunately, he died with a story inside of him. So don't be that. Just make sure that you know that you have a story and you have to take that leap. Remember, your courage appears when you leap off the cliff of uncertainty. That's when your wings of courage appears. I'll say that again. When you leap off the cliff of uncertainty, that's when your wings of courage appear. Your courage doesn't appear out of nowhere. You have to leap first. So know that when you leap into our family, our community, we're going to help and support you. Now, regardless of where you are right now, whether you're a complete beginner, whether you have some experience, whether you're a seasoned professional, or you want to do a side hustle because you currently have a job, I have personally taught hundreds of thousands of people all around the world. In our GPS program alone, we've helped hundreds of clients become speakers and coaches and collectively generate over $200 million. You both make an impact and an income. And what I am most proud of, my legacy, to honor my mother, who was a school teacher for 35 years in New York City. She was a pioneer. I started a homeless youth program, the only of its kind at the largest private shelter in the country. That's Elon Musk right there, where we've helped and inspired and coached thousands of homeless kids to stay in school, to attend college, and to get jobs. And more importantly, we've saved a few lives. But that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Entrepreneurship is my platform. Education is my purpose. Now, we have different types of membership services. We have gold, platinum, and diamond. For this specific presentation, we're going to focus only on gold. If you are interested in platinum or diamond, make sure when you apply, because after this presentation, you have to apply to be part of our program. But when you apply, just write down if you're interested in platinum or diamond. For this one, we're going to focus only on the gold group sessions. It's an 8-week session program. You get one private strategy call. You have a self-guided online program, which is 44 lessons where we break down, which is based on 20 years of experience. You have a video vault over 100 plus hours of me coaching our students and clients over the last few years. You have access to a Facebook group, you get a certificate, and you get a guaranteed spot on our Gift Direct Talk, which is a monthly series I have and host in Miami. Now, we've had over 100 testimonials. These are just some of them where whether you want to make a lot of money, whether you want to make a difference. I'm a New Yorker, so I'm very straightforward and blunt, as my clients love. And so this is just some examples where I helped actually launch her career. She was a very successful businesswoman, a successful sales expert. We helped to get on a TEDx stage. Keith was a seasoned professional. He booked 20 plus speeches. He's doing really, really well for himself. We have Ellen. When I first met her, she didn't even know that networking was a thing. And speaking is what I call next level networking. Now, if you look at the picture in the middle, if you know what ClickFunnels is, she made $10 million from just one funnel. And she started not even wanting to network, and I helped her. I recently had lunch with her in LA. That's another client, actually, Adam. So she was telling me how she's thankful for me teaching her about networking. We have Shazad, who's only 20 years old when I met her, and she actually got an award from the King of Sweden, and she got paid her first speech at 20 in Sweden, and it was just under a year. We have Chris and Eric Martinez. So blessed to be able to help them really raise their profile, because whether you realize it or not, your brand determines your price points. Your brand determines the stages. Your brand determines your status. And the higher status you have, the more people will look at you, learn from you, and grow with you. Because if not, if you don't have the brand, unfortunately, it doesn't matter how amazing your story is, people won't care, because we live in the most distracted time in human history. Myron was one of my clients. He was in his 50s at the time, and he wanted to speak for 10 years. And in just the first month, we were able to help him book 4 speeches. Now, this is not guaranteed, but you will be guaranteed the system, the process, and the method. I love when people say, oh, you're a motivational speaker, Christopher. I'm like, well, my clients have said I'm motivating, but we give you the methodology, the science, and the systems between how you get to here, where you want to go there as a speaker. And when you think of from the monetary standpoint, on the left-hand side, some of the top highest earners hourly are doctors. Well, I get billed at $20,000 for a 1-hour speech. You annualize that, it's just quite insane. I never would have figured that. Remember, I was a kid in Queens, New York, born and raised in Manhattan, raised in Queens, didn't have any money, didn't have any access, didn't have any connections. And for me to get paid that much for just one speech, I can get paid 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times more in just one event that I do myself. I could have never imagined that. So know that it is possible, because my first paid speech was $50, okay? And what we teach you is really not just one way to make a living or one way to make an impact. We teach you three. We have corporate, where someone pays you upfront. We have other stages where you speak on someone else's stage, and we have where you actually create your own stage. And all these people I've helped make millions of dollars or hundreds of millions of dollars. I'm not hundreds of millions of these people, but either 6 or 7 figures. But a lot of these individuals are 6 and 7 and 8 figure earners. This is just one example of how Paul and I, one of my colleagues, we generated over 6 figures from just one event. Now, remember what I said before. Do you have someone in your side that can vouch for you to really help you overcome those limiting beliefs? Because I often find when I ask people, why are you stuck in this current rut? Why are you not living a better life? Why are you not moving forward? I love your story. It's inspiring, but why? And usually it's because someone has not been by your side saying, Christopher, you can do it. Michelle, you can do it. Not just saying you can do it, giving you the actual system, the process, the structure based on science, how to do that. And for me, I'm just so blessed. I've had various mentors and coaches, and I can have you consider me and our team as your coach. You'll also learn from the fact that I wrote a book on networking with billionaires. And so you'll learn the science of networking, and you'll get access to my network as well in our community of GPS. And again, I've been blessed to have been doing this for almost 10 years with the program, but I've been speaking for over 20 years. And we have clients, which will be your future colleagues and friends, in 120 cities, 30 countries, 6 continents. And let me just tell you something about our program. It's a transformation. One of our clients named Donald, he was teased and bullied incessantly because he was overweight. He literally told me a story when he was 9 years old. He was going to go for Little League football, and they put a freaking red tag on his helmet because it conveyed that he was overweight. How traumatizing is that? If you're 9 years old and some authority figure puts a freaking sticker on your helmet saying you're fat, and that stuck with him for many, many years. But thankfully, he found me in his life, and I was able to help him. And even though he invested over $250,000, or actually over nearly $500,000, what he invested in me and our program was just changed his life, and he transformed his life. We have Brooke, who is oftentimes teased and bullied for being overweight. And at one point, she wanted to prove as a single mother that she can do more than just being a single mother, meaning being a mother is the most important thing, frankly, but she wanted to do other things. And so she ended up becoming the world's strongest woman at a contest in Norway on the left-hand side. And then when she joined our program, she spoke and shared the stage with Richard Saul-Wurman, which was the founder of the TED Conference. I'm going to say it again. If you're the actor that you want to be, the top event is the Grammy, the Oscars. If you're a singer, the top event is Grammy Awards. If you're an athlete, the top event is the Olympics. But if you're a speaker, the top event is the TED Talks. And even better than that is sharing the stage with the TED founder. And on the right-hand side, she spoke at GiftRx Talks, which is my event, which has been called the TED Talks for Entrepreneurs. And Brooke shared the stage with the TED founder. We have Dragana, who was so scared that she wouldn't even do a Facebook Live. On the left-hand side, we literally took a screenshot. She had over 2,000 views. Within just 2 years, she ultimately was speaking on a global stage. And so you're going to go from invisible to invincible, where she took her 2 years to get on a global stage, but 2 months is what you're going to become invincible relative to understanding the foundation. And the foundation really comes down to 3 things. We help you define your expertise. We help you market your expertise. We help you get paid for expertise, which is what we call EMS, where unfortunately a lot of people we meet are on life support. And we will help you, rescue you, and really guide you. As I said to you, I care most about honoring my mother's legacy, my mother's lessons, my mother's desire for me to be St. Christopher, the aspirational brand. And these are the core things where we help you, again, define how your clients and why they should pay for you. On the middle part, it's really about defining your story and diving deep into the photos, the videos. And on the right-hand side, it's really how do you actually make money from it? There's nothing wrong with making money if you're making an impact. Impact is more important than income. Purpose is more important than profit. But we kind of combine both. You have a sustainable platform structure to really give back and to inspire the world. Here's the most unlikely candidate, perhaps, or a client. Bill was and is a truck driver. but yet he wanted to be an entrepreneur. He wanted to conquer his fears. And I'm so proud of Bill because he never really considered doing this. He was so afraid of public speaking, but he's massively changed his life. And now he's raising a fund. He's raising a multi-million-dollar fund to invest in real estate. And you're going to transform your speaking. This is a foundation. It's not just tonality and the body language and the diction and the stage presence. It's also understanding how to structure a speech in the middle, and also understand how to brand yourself and having social proof, so that when you see pictures of yourself with celebrities or famous people or powerful people, that creates a social proof that you're successful. You're going to also transform your stories where you only need 3 stories. It seems simple, but I very rarely see people having all 3. There's a reason why Oprah Winfrey, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, all of them have phenomenal stories, and they all have a personal story, so you can relate to them, a professional story, so you can aspire to be them, and last, you need a client story, so there's a reason to pay you in this case. So just keep in mind that it's foundational. And some of our clients, we're talking about the gold membership, which is just group coaching, but our platinum and diamond members, if you are interested in that, make sure when you apply, just put that as your second or third option, where we teach you how to create your own stages to make it's what we call $1 million one-day upsell. And lastly, it's all about relationships. When you look at life, I was reading a book about the power of meaning, and it's beyond happiness. Meaning is about belonging. Meaning is about having stories. Meaning is about transcendent moments. It's really about belonging, storytelling, and purpose. And so when you become part of a community, it's not just all people at the same level. We literally have multimillionaires and doctors and elite athletes. And don't worry if you're not there yet, because just because you're not there yet, as long as you have that heart, that kind heart that wants to make a difference, and you're willing to make an investment, you get to be a part of our amazing, amazing community that I built over these various years. And so the gold membership is very simple. It's an 8-week program where every single week there's a very defined coursework. I or one of my team members will be teaching the class. I still teach most of these classes when I'm not traveling, but I travel a lot. But it's very specific. It's expertise, marketing, sales. Expertise, marketing, and sales. At the end of it, you get to share your story in what I call Gifter X Talks or Gifter Talks, because your story is a gift to the world, and we're going to recognize you. We have currently an open enrollment, so make sure you enroll now and you fill out the application, because ultimately, once that enrollment ends, you're going to miss out. And in life, FOMO is real. And in terms of commitments, it's only 1 hour a week. You have 168 hours a week. I have a gentleman who's going to sign up, and he's like, "Oh, I'm really busy, Chris. I'll do it in a month or 2." And he has a day job. I'm like, "So you're telling me that you're going to invest 40 hours of your life to your employer and not 1 hour for yourself?" And he texted me back. He's like, "Well, actually, I work 80 hours a week." And I'm like, "That's even worse, dude. You're investing 80 hours for someone else and not 1 hour yourself, okay?" It's all about taking those small steps to big things. When you read books about habits, the science of habits, it's about taking small steps. So as long as you commit 1 hour a week, you're going to be doing great, because you're understanding the foundation. You also get 1 year access to our Facebook community and 5 year access to the lessons that it took me 20 years to learn. And ultimately, you can do that. Join us, join and belong in our community, or you have the alternative, which is you can spend 20 years of your life trying to figure it out. You can suffer 20 years. That's how long it took me. Think about however old you are and add 20 years, because if you look at this chart, it took me 14 years to figure out how to go from 50 to 5,000. And then I shot up after 15 years. But really, after 20 years is when I really figured out how to monetize this on a massive scale. And most important, how do you impact the world on a global scale? And when you are in our program, one of the most difficult things for entrepreneurs and speakers is they lack credibility. As soon as you say, "Christopher, I'm ready for the investment," you can put your name there. You can already say you can share the stage with me and various people. That's huge, because it's like being an actor and saying you can share the stage with Oscar winner Brad Pitt, or being a Grammy winner, or being a singer or songwriter and saying you can share that you can co-write with a Grammy winner. The point is, it's so important to say you share the stage with people that are doing more than you. And when you join our program, you have instant credibility. It's irrefutable. You'll also get a certificate. So you'll be a certified GPS speaker. So you'll have this sense of accomplishment. And I remember Warren Buffett saying that he doesn't have his college degree, the certificate on his wall. He doesn't have his Columbia University master's degree on his wall. He has a public speaking certificate that he took in college when he was 20 years old on his wall. So when you have this on your wall, know that it's a massive accomplishment to have the credibility to be a speaker. Now, remember I showed you this earlier on. You want to waste $100,000+, or do you want to spend and invest a fraction of that in a program that has been called the Harvard MBA-like program? And when it's all said and done, perception is you want to be a Ferrari to get to your goal or a Fiat. Nothing wrong with a Fiat, but we are a Ferrari type brand. We are a Tiffany type brand. We are a high-end brand where you can easily find some other program that might cost less, but you will be defined by how you're perceived, and style is important as much as substance. So you want to join the Ferrari brand or the Fiat brand, that's up to you. So make sure you apply for our program. This is open enrollment, meaning there's only 4 sessions. If you do want to go to the more higher tiers of platinum or diamond, fill out the application and specify us to that. We'll set up a call. When you sign up now, we'll give you a free strategy call. But again, the overall value is $79,000, but you're only paying $9,997 for a one-time payment for a 1-year GPS membership, which is the gold membership. And you get 4 8-week sessions, or if you want to just do 1 8-week session, it's only $4,997. I don't want money to be an issue. We can always have funding options or installment plans. The most important thing is you have a story to share. Your story is gift to the world. Make sure you apply now on the link right now in the website that you see. Remember, someone's going to Google you. It's not enough to say you have a story or what you do. They will Google you. And if you're not perceived as a Ferrari, if you're not even visible, how will they pay you for your services? So again, make sure you click on not this link, but on this page somewhere that you'll see. It's click on the application fee. We'll make sure that we do our best to set up a call with you. But thank you so much for your time, and know that your story truly is a gift to the world. Thank you so much.